In this lecture, let us discuss about Chomsky normal form, which is a specific way of structuring context-free grammars, which are used in natural language processing to describe the syntax of languages. In Chomsky normal form, every rule in the grammar must follow one of the patterns. So you can see the first one, A derives BC, where all these A, B, C, they are non-terminal symbols and they represent grammatical categories like noun, verb, etc. So here it should be non-terminals only towards right hand side. And it should be only two non-terminal symbols. Then we have second rule, A derives small a, where this small a is a terminal symbol, which is an actual word or token in the sentence. And we have S derives epsilon, which is optional, and it is considered only if the language includes the empty string. Basically, in Chomsky normal form, each rule produces either exactly two non-terminals or one terminal. You can't have rules producing three terminals like BCD towards RHS or empty string like this, S derives epsilon. Okay, so they should not occur in the sentences. So why this Chomsky normal form is important in NLP? Because it simplifies the parsing algorithms like CYK, Cauchy-Younger Kasami parser. It makes automatic parsing faster and more predictable. And many syntax analysis tools first convert grammar into Chomsky normal form. So these are the CFG rules for the sentence, the cat sleeps. So this is, you can see the first production sentence is a combination of noun phrase plus verb phrase, and noun phrase is determiner plus noun. Verb phrase is just a verb here, and these words in the sentence, the is a determiner, cat is noun, and sleeps is verb. So let us apply the first three rules we saw in our first slide. Apply them to the sentence, the cat sleeps. So our rule one is there should be two non-terminal symbols towards right hand side. So you can see in the first two productions, there are two non-terminal symbols towards right hand side. So that is what we wrote here. So it satisfied rule of CNF. Then coming to second rule, where non-terminal derives this one, non-terminal derives terminal. So find out such cases. So here non-terminal derives terminal, here as well as the third one. So it also satisfied. And you need to find out if there is any empty string. So there is no empty string. So no, this is not required. So rule 3 is optional, as I said you before. Then coming to the sentence, the cat sleeps. So all of them are according to the rules of CNF, except this third production. So this is a unit production, so which is not allowed in CNF. So it needs to be replaced. How to replace means you need to find out the word which is being derived by this verb. So you can see verb is deriving the word sleeps. So in place of this verb, you can replace sleeps. So that we'll get new production as phrase derives sleeps. And we can eliminate this production and replace that with this new production. So this is our final CNF. And you can see the parts tree also. So S derives NP, noun phrase, verb phrase. Noun phrase is a combination of determiner and noun. Verb phrase is sleeps. And here, the is determiner, cat is noun. Then moving on to our algorithm CKY for constituency parsing. So this CKY is a bottom-up dynamic programming algorithm that checks if a sentence can be generated by context-free grammar in Chomsky normal form. And if yes, it also builds the parse tree showing the sentence structure it will build the parse tree. It's mainly used in constituency parsing, which tries to break the given sentence into its subphrases like noun phrase, verb phrase, etc. And the CKY finds all possible parse trees for sentence according to the given grammar rules. And also, it works bottom up, which means it starts from the smaller chunks like single words and combines them step by step into bigger structures like full sentences. And it is a foundation for probabilistic parsing too, especially when combined with probabilistic CFGs, where you don't just find any parse tree but the most likely one. So we can say that it can be combined with probabilistic parsing. Let us see the example. Given sentences, we eat sushi with tuna. And these are the respective production rules for this sentence. Then coming to the procedure. So first we need to fill all the diagonal elements. So we need to consider only individual words. So with the help of these productions, here we are writing V is noun phrase, eat is verb, sushi is noun phrase, with is preposition, tuna is noun phrase. Okay. So after writing them, here you need to fill all the diagonal elements. So V is filled with noun phrase, eat with verb phrase, sushi with noun phrase, with preposition, tuna with noun phrase. So all the diagonal elements are over. Now, in step 2, we need to consider two-length strings. So two-length strings means here you can take eat plus sushi with plus tuna. So these are two-length strings, right? So here eat means verb. Sushi means noun phrase. So now we need to combine both of them and check if there is any production rule deriving these two. So verb and noun phrase, yes, they are being derived by verb phrase. So you can draw a parse tree like this. Verb phrase derives verb and noun phrase. And in table also you can represent this verb phrase plus noun phrase. The corresponding, so these two if you combine, you will get this one. So if you combine these two, we are getting verb phrase. And combine this with tuna. So with this preposition, tuna is noun phrase. Add both of them and check if there is any production rule with this. Yes, preposition noun phrase is preposition phrase. So you can draw parse tree and go to the table. So this is preposition plus tuna noun phrase. So you can replace these two with preposition phrase. And after this, so two-length words over. Now we need to move to three-length words. So three-length words means we need to consider sushi plus with plus tuna. Okay. So already we got this before. So sushi, take it individually, and with plus tuna was already done. So this was already done. So you need to combine this result with sushi now. So what is sushi? Sushi is noun phrase, and with tuna, it gave us preposition from previous step. So replace that with preposition and check if there is any production rule. Yes, noun phrase, preposition phrase. And here we need to represent like this. Noun phrase derives noun phrase, preposition phrase. Okay, so where is sushi? Here. So noun phrase. And with tuna result is this one preposition. So this is a combination of noun phrase. So noun phrase derives noun phrase and preposition phrase. So coming to next step, here we need to take four length strings. So take eat plus sushi plus with plus tuna. So we already got this result in our three length step calculation. So sushi with tuna, that is replaced with noun phrase. And here eat means verb. So we need to combine verb and noun phrase now. So this is verb, noun phrases here. So here you need to place verb phrase, because verb and noun phrase, according to the production rules, verb phrase is deriving verb and noun phrase. Or we can say verb phrase is a combination of verb and noun phrase. So we need to place verb phrase here. And one more possibility is eat sushi plus with tuna. That we did for two length strings. So you can see eat sushi with tuna. So if you combine these two, then also will get result. So you can see eat sushi is replaced with verb phrase and with tuna with preposition phrase. So verb phrase plus preposition phrase. So is there any rule? Verb phrase plus preposition phrase. Yes. Verb phrase is a combination of verb phrase plus preposition phrase. So take that. So here we have verb phrase and here it is preposition phrase. So here again you can see eat sushi with tuna can also be seen as verb phrase only. So no need to write it again. So there are actually two possible verb phrase structures in this diagram. So one is eat sushi with tuna. So from which we are getting verb phrase. Again, eat combined with three length string. Sushi with tuna. That also gives us verb phrase only. In both the cases, we are getting same. Now let us take five length string. So we now till now we completed one length, two length, three length, four length. Now we need to consider five length string. Now we need to consider V plus the whole result. So this is actually combination of E plus S plus W plus T. This is a four length string. We need to combine this result with V, one length string here. So what is the result for this whole one? Here, as per the diagram, we can see if you combine these four words, we are getting verb phrase only in both the parts trees. So we need to consider verb phrase for the remaining four words. And the first word is V, which is noun phrase. Now find out if there is any production deriving noun phrase and verb phrase. Yes, in the first production, you can see sentence is a combination of noun phrase and verb phrase. So you can draw parts tree like this. Sentence derives noun phrase, verb phrase. And here in the table also, so this noun phrase and verb phrase is replaced with sentence. And this is the parts tree representation for that.